while often considered discretionary spending, entertainment expenses can also accumulate significantly over time. This is where a lot of the trolls are going to come out of the woodwork and start trying to call me an incel and try to shame me for telling them that they're wasting their money on stuff that don't matter. But we're going to get into these details, and some of y'all ain't going to like it, and I don't care if you don't. But if you don't, feel free to say something about it, because we can debate the topic, because we did have a 5-hour podcast 2 days ago. We can have a 5-hour podcast tonight. I have no problem with that. I actually have no appointments until Friday. So we can literally run this podcast for 12 hours this time around. No problem. So the average household spending is about $3,633 annually on entertainment. And this is the average. This isn't the wasteful spender or the frugal saver, the person in the middle. As incomes increase, many individuals tend to increase their spending on non-essential items, which is again going to be more of those lifestyle inflation choices. And this can limit savings as well as the wealth building opportunities. You have unplanned purchases that can quickly add up and disrupt the budget. Because if you're buying stuff that you did not plan on buying because you just got to have it right now, and then all of a sudden that emergency that you had budgeted for occurs, now you don't have enough money to cover that emergency. Begin being mindful of spending habits, and differentiating between wants and needs is going to be essential to maintaining financial discipline. The cost of dating differs significantly between men and women. Waiting for the trolls to hit. With men generally bearing a higher financial burden. 84% of men report paying more for dating expenses even after 6 months of dating. Young men pay for all or most of dates about 90% of the time, and only about 2% of women pay for all or most dates. 76% of men feel guilty when accepting women's money for dates. 39% of women wish men would reject their offers to pay. 44% of women are bothered when men expect them to help pay. And some argue that men paying for debt is a form of compensation for women's sacrifices in relationships and the gender pay gap. And before I go any further, what the hell sacrifices are you making in a relationship? Help me understand that. If there's some ladies up here, make sure y'all like and subscribe as y'all pop in here. If there's some ladies up in here that know what these statistics are talking about, please chime in and help me understand that. What sacrifices are women making in relationships that require, first of all, in the relationship sacrifice that requires you before the relationship, before the sacrifice, to be compensated for dating. Now, this isn't talking about like dating, the man paying for the dinner dates and the entertainment and stuff like that while they're in the relationship because the woman is filling the feminine roles. We're talking about the women that are being compensated for first dates, second dates, third dates, where the women have not chosen to commit to the man yet. She has not put forth any monetary or physical effort towards the relationship or the success of the relationship or the man in and of himself, where her value is based on her attractiveness and her ability to put out with that man, which isn't that valuable, because you've got some women